Sairam. Sri Sai Charitra, Chapter 28. Sparrows drawn to Shiradi. Lakshmi Chand, Burhanpur Lady, Meha. Preliminary. Sai is not finite or limited. He dwells in all beings from ants and insects to the god Brahma. He pervades all. Sai was well versed in the knowledge of the Vedas as well as in the science of self realization. As he was proficient in both these, he was well fitted to be Sadguru. Anyone, though learned but not able to awaken the disciples and establish them in self realization, does not deserve to be called a Sadguru. Generally, the father gives birth to the body, the death invariably follows life, but Sadguru does away with both life and death, so he is more kind and merciful than anybody. Sai Baba often said that let his man devotee be at any distance, 1,000 cos away from him, he will be drawn to Shiradi like a sparrow with a thread tied to his feet. This chapter describes the stories of three such sparrows. Lala Lakshmi Chand. This gentleman was first serving in the railways and afterwards Sri Venkateshwar Press in Bombay and thereafter in the firm of Messrs. Raleigh Brothers as a Munshi clerk. He got the contact of Baba in 1910. 1 or 2 months before Christmas, he saw in his dream at Santa Cruz, a suburb of Bombay, an old man with a bird standing and surrounded by his bhaktas. Some days later, he went to the house of his friend, Mr. Dattatreya Manjunath Bijur, to hear the kirtan by Daskanu. It was always the practice of Daskanu to keep Baba's pictures in front of the audience while making the kirtan. Lakshmi Chand was surprised to see that the features of the old man he saw in his dream tallied exactly with those in the picture, and thus he came to the conclusion that the old man he saw in his dream was Sai Baba himself. The sight of this picture, Daskanu's Kirtan, and the life of the saint Tukaram, on which Daskanu discussed all these things, made a deep impression on his mind and a pine to go to Shiradi. It is always the experience of the Bhaktas that God always helped them in their search for Sadguru and other spiritual endeavors. That very night at 8 p.m., a friend named Shankarao knocked at his door and asked him whether he would accompany him to Shiradi. His joy knew no bounds and he at once decided to go to Shiradi. He borrowed rupees 15 from his cousin and after making due preparation left for Shiradi. In the train, he and his friend Shankar Rao did some bhajan, sang religious songs and inquired about Sai Baba with some fellow passengers, 4 Mohammedans who were returning to their place near Shiradi. They all told them that the Sai Baba was a great saint living in Shiradi for many years. Then when they reached Kobargaon, he wanted to buy some good Goas for offering to Baba, but he was so much enwrapped with the scenery and sights there and that he forgot to purchase them. When they were nearing Shiradi, he was reminded of the Goas. Just then he was an old woman with a Goa basket on her head running after the Tanga. The Tanga was stopped and he gladly purchased some select fruits. When the woman said, "Take all the rest and offer them on my behalf to Baba." The fact was that he had intended to purchase Goas, but that he had forgotten to do so. The old woman's encounter and her devotion to the Baba, all these were a surprise to both the friends. And Lakshmi Chand thought in his mind that the old woman might be some relation of the old man he saw in his dream. Then they drove on the near Shiradi and seeing the flags on the masjid, they saluted them with puja materials in hand. They then went to the masjid and worshipped Baba with due formality. Lakshmi Chand was much moved and was extremely happy to see the Baba. He was enwrapped with Baba's feet as a bee with a sweet smelling lotus. Then Baba spoke as follows: "Cunning fellow, he does bhajan on way and enquiries from others. Why ask others? Everything we should see with our own eyes. Where is the necessity to question others? Just think for yourself whether your dream is true or not. Where was the necessity of darshan by taking a loan from a Marwari? Is the heart desire now satisfied?" Hearing these words, Lakshmi Chand was wonderstruck at Baba's omniscience. He was at a loss to know how Baba came to know about all the things that had happened en route from his house to Shiradi. The chief thing to note in this respect in the Baba never liked people to run into the debt for taking his darshan or celebrating any holiday or making any pilgrimage, sansa. At noon, when Lakshmi Chand was sitting on the meals, he got some sansa wheat pudding from a devotee as prasad. He was pleased to have it. Next day also he expected it but got nothing, so he was anxious to get it again. Then on the third day of the noon Arati time, Babu Sahib Jog asked Baba what Naivedya he should bring. Baba told him to bring sansa. Then the Bhaktas brought two big potfuls of sansa. Lakshmi Chand was very hungry and there was some pain in his back. The Baba said to him, "It is good that you are hungry, that take sansa and some medicine for the pain in the back." He was again wonderstruck to see the Baba again read his mind and spoke out what was passing therein. How omniscient was he! Heavy lie. On this occasion, he once witnessed one night the procession to the Chavadi. Baba then suffered much from the cough. He thought that the suffering of Baba might be due to somebody's evil eye. Next morning, when he went to the masjid, Baba spoke to Shama as follows: "I suffered last night from cough. It is due to some evil eye. I think that somebody evil eye has worked on me and so I am suffering." In this case, Baba spoke out what was passing in Lakshmi Chand's mind. On seeing these proofs of Baba's omniscience and kindness to his bhaktas, he fell prostrate at Baba's feet and said, "I am much pleased with your darshan. Ever be kind and merciful to me and protect me always. There is no other God to me in this world except your feet. Let my mind be ever wrapped in your bhajan and feet. Let your grace protect me from the miseries of the world and let me ever chant your name and be happy." After getting Baba's Udi blessings and returned home with his friend, much pleased and contented, and singing Baba's glory on the way, he remained a staunch devotee of Baba afterwards and always sent garlands of flowers, camphor, and dakshina with any person of his acquaintance bound for Shiradi. Burhanpur lady. Now let us turn to the another sparrow, Baba's world, meaning devotee. One lady in Burhanpur saw in her dream Sai Baba coming to her door and begging khichdi rice cooked with dal and salt for his meals. On awakening, she saw nobody at her door. However, she was pleased with the vision and told it to all, including her husband. He was employed in a postal department, and when he was transferred to Akola, both husband and wife, who were devout, decided to go to Shiradi. Then on a suitable day, they left on Shiradi, and after visiting Gomati Triti on the way, reached Shiradi and stayed there for 2 months. Every day they went to the masjid, performed Baba's worship, and passed their time happily. The couple came to Shiradi to offer khichdi as Naivedya, but for the first 14 days, somehow or other, it could not be offered. The lady did not like this delay. Then on the 15th day, she came at the noon of the masjid with her khichdi. There she found that the Baba and the others were already sitting for the meals and that the curtain was down. Nobody dared enter when the curtain was let down, but the lady could not wait. She threw up the curtain with her hand and entered. Strange to say that Baba seemed that day hungry for khichdi and wanted that the thing first, and when the lady came in with the dish, Baba was delighted and began to eat morsel after morsel of khichdi. On seeing the earnestness of Baba in this respect, everybody was wonderstruck, and those who heard the story of khichdi were convinced about his extraordinary love for his devotees. Megha. Now let us go to the third and the biggest sparrow. Megha of Viram Gavan was a simple and illiterate Brahmin cook of Rao Bahadur H.V. Sade. He was a devotee of Shiva and always chanted the 5-syllabled mantra Namah Shivaya. He did not know the Sandhya nor its chief mantra, the Gayatri. Rao Bahadur Sate was interested in him, got him taught that Sandhya and the Gayatri. Sate told him that Sai Baba of Shiradi was the embodied form of the god Shiva and made him start of Shiradi. At the Broach railway station, he learned that Sai Baba was a Muslim, and simple and orthodox mind was much perturbed at the prospect of bowing to a Muslim, and he prayed to his master not to send him there. His master, however, insisted on his going there and gave him a letter of introduction to the Sade's father-in-law Ganesh Damodar alias Dada Kelkar at Shiradi to introduce him to Sai Baba. When he reached Shiradi and went to Masjid, Baba was very indignant and would not allow him to enter. "Kick out the rascal," roared Baba, and then said to Megha, "You are a high caste Brahmin and I am a lower Muslim. You will lose your caste by coming here. So get away." Hearing these words, Megha began to tremble. He was wondering as to how Baba had come to know about was Passing in his mind, he stayed there for some days, serving Baba in his own way, but was not convinced. Then he went home. After that, he went to the Triambak Nashik district and stayed there for a year and a half. Then again, he returned to Shiradi. This time, at this intercession of Dada Kelkar, he was allowed to enter the masjid and stay in Shiradi. Sai Baba's help to Megha was not through any oral instructions. He worked upon the Megha internally, mentally, with the result that he was considerably changed and benefited. Then Megha began to look upon Sai Baba as an incarnation of Shiva. In order to worship Shiva, Bella leaves are required to Megha used to go miles and miles every day to bring them and worship his Shiva Baba. His practice was to worship all the gods in the village and then come to the masjid, and after saluting Baba's Gadi Asan, he worshipped Baba, and after doing some service, shampooing his legs, drank the washing earth of the Baba's feet. Once it so happened that they came to the masjid without worshipping God Kandoba, as the door of the temple was closed. Baba did not accept his worship and sent him again, saying that the door was opening. Then Megha went, found the door open, worshipped the deity, and then returned to Baba as usual. Ganges bath. On one Magar Shankranti day, Megha wanted to besmear the body of Baba with sandal paste and bath him with Ganges water. Baba was first unwilling to undergo his operation, but at his repeated request, he consented. Megha had to traverse a distance of 8 cows going and returning to bring the sacred water from the Gomati river. He brought the water, made all the preparation for the bath on the noon, and asked Baba to get ready for the same. Then Baba again asked him to free from his bath, saying that as a fakir he had nothing to do on gain with Ganges water. But Megha did not listen. He knew that Shiva is pleased with a bath of Ganges water, and then he must give to Shiva Baba the bath on the auspicious day. Baba then consented, came down and sat on the wooden pot, and protruding his head death. Oh Megha, do at least his favor. Head is the most important organ of the body, so pour the water over the only. It is equivalent to the full or whole bath. All right, said Megha, and lifting the water pot up, began to pour it on the head. But in doing this, he was so much overwhelmed with love and cried out, Har Gange, and he emptied the pot on the whole body. He kept the pot aside and began to look at the Baba, but to his surprise and amazement, found the Baba's head was only drenched, but the body quite dry, trident and pindi. Megha worshipped Baba in two places in the masjid. He worshipped Baba in person in the Wada. Baba's big picture gives the Nana Sahib Chandokar. This he did for 12 months. Then, in order to appreciate his devotion and confirm his faith, Baba gave him a vision early one morning when Megha was still lying down on his bed with eyes closed but internally awake. He saw clearly Baba's form. Baba, knowing him to be awake through Akshata, rice grains marked red in kumkum, and said, Megha, draw a trident, and disappeared. Hearing Baba's words, he eagerly opened his eyes, but he did not see Baba, but saw only the rice grams spread here and there. He then went to the Baba, told him about the vision, and asked permission to draw a trident. Baba said, Did you not hear my words asking you to draw a trident? It was no vision, but the direct order by words, and always pregnant with meaning and never hollow. Megha said, I thought you woke me up, but all the doors were closed, so I thought it was a vision. Baba rejoined, I require no door to enter. I have no form nor any extension. I always live everywhere. I carry on as a wire puller all the actions of man who trusts me and merges in me. Megha returned to the Vada and drew a red trident on the wall and near Baba's picture. Next day, the Ramadasi Bhakta came from Pune, saluted Baba, and offered him a pindi as image of Shiva. At this time, Megha also turned up there. Baba said to him, See, Shankar has come, protect, that is, worship him now. Megha was surprised to see pindi following trident immediately. Then also in the Vada, Kaka Sahib Dikshit was standing with a towel on his head after having taken his bath, and was remembering Sai. When he saw a pindi before the mental vision, which while he was wondering about this, Megha came and showed him to the pindi, presented him. Dikshit was happy to know that that the pindi exactly tallied with one he saw a few minutes before in his vision. In a few days after drawing of trident was complete, Baba installed the pindi near the big picture which Megha was worshipping. The worship of Shiva was dearer to Megha, and by arranging the drawing of the trident and installation of the Bindi, Baba confirmed his faith therein. After continuous service of Baba for many years, doing regular worship and arati every noon and evening, Megha passed away in 1912. Then Baba passed his hands over his corpse and said, "This was a true devotee of mine." Baba also ordered that his own expense the usual funeral dinner should be given to the Brahmins, and this order was carried out by Gaha Sahib Dijit. Bow to Shri Sai and peace to be all. Bow to Shri Sai and peace to be all. Thank you.